Hi there, and welcome back to Love Sober Life Hacks. And this week we're talking about social anxiety. So we've got 5 tips to help you. It's a big subject, and it's often something that a lot of people struggle with when they want to quit drinking. And also, more than that, what we've noticed is a lot of people that struggle with their drinking are naturally quite shy, quite anxious, or naturally introverted. So there's a big gap of like, how do I get from where I am to where I want to be and still kind of live within the social society. So we've got 5 tips for you. So I'll hand them over to Kate and she'll give you those today.
Hi, yes. So, like Mandy said, it is a big subject, but we've crystallised some hopefully that are going to be practical and useful. The first one is that you have a choice and you're allowed to say no. And that might sound obvious, but we often feel a lot of pressure to shoehorn our way into social events. And actually, half the time we could be saying no and just, dealing with a bit of discomfort about the fact that someone might have a bottom lip moment, but they'll get over it. And if we do that, don't beat yourself up afterwards. Just embrace the JOMO, joy of missing out, for anyone who doesn't know. The second this is something that I've learned quite recently, and I wish I'd known it like years ago. And this whole idea of confidence actually coming after we take action. So we often have it the wrong way around and think, if only I was really a confident person, if only I felt confident, I'd do X, I might go to this particular place, or I might, invite people round, or I might do a bungee jump or whatever it might be. But it doesn't work like that. And then we can stop ourselves from doing it because we're like, well, the feeling isn't quite there. So we read off our feelings, but actually what happens is that once we've done it, we get confidence because we're building evidence that we can do something. So we have got it completely the wrong way around. So don't worry if you do feel if you don't feel particularly confident, that's fine. You probably aren't going to yet. So don't worry about it. Don't let that stand in your way. So how to do it then? How to get yourself back from a place of kind of really quite anxious about going to something or doing something. Think of one thing that might move you into a more comfortable zone. So if you imagine, we talk about the comfort zones. In the middle, it's like we're completely comfortable, and there's no growth there. It's just that's what we're used to. Then we have an outer circle, which is, okay, this is a little bit more challenging. And then we have another circle where it's like, okay, this is just really, really, really difficult. So how do we move one step further is to say, what is the one thing that would make it slightly more comfortable? And that could be just agreeing a time to leave. It could be driving, so you've got your escape hatch. It could be planning your 3 alcohol-free drinks. It could be telling somebody there what you're doing, like you're doing, you're sober, and that you just kind of want a bit of support, or just so you have that wing buddy kind of thing. So what is the one thing that would help you? And then again, if it's absolutely like, I'm just gonna freak out, you can say no. There will be other opportunities, especially in early sobriety. We always say, look, just protection first. That's the main thing. You don't have to force yourself to do this stuff. The 4th tip, look after sensory needs and become intimate with your sensory needs. Again, something we should all be taught at school. Is it going to be more comfortable inside or outside? When are you starting to get tired? When are you starting to get that twitchy thing? Those are red flags to say that your nervous system is like, okay, I'm getting a bit fatigued. The inner toddler might kick off, and the inner toddler might start shouting wine. So you take the inner toddler home, like you would your kids. You'd go and put them to bed. And we have to do that with ourselves as well. And if you start getting twitchy, is the music too loud? These are all really good questions to ask ourselves and can help us design where we want to kind of socialise as well. And also give ourselves a bit of a break, I know I feel a bit old when I go, oh no, the music's a bit too loud now.
Well, the lighting can have a real impact, can't it? The lighting, the smells, if it's too overwhelming, then that's overwhelming your sensory system, and so you're more likely to be like, oh, I want to a drink to calm down or a drink to relax, because your nervous
You're
system
triggered.
is overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something we're not taught, are we?
Mm.
So it's absolutely fine to go. It's really important to go away and take breaks, or just to regulate ourselves so that we're not triggered, and then our brains go to alcohol. And the last one is the prep before you go. And we really like this one because it's a bit of a mind hack. It's a bit of a brain trick. So if you practice, you plan your route out from getting ready to getting in the car to getting there, to kind of wafting around the room, to going to the bar or whatever, to order your fabulous alcohol-free kombucha, mocktail, whatever it is, or getting your delicious whatever you brought with you to the party, smelling fabulous, and then you maybe when you've had enough, you waft out again. You get in your car, and what you do, you're providing your brain and your body a bit of a roadmap, as if you've already done it. So you've built a bit of evidence, because we don't distinguish between completely with when we're actually done it. So that can definitely sort of trick ourselves to have a bit more confidence about it. And like we said, just give your mind and body a bit of a roadmap so it knows what to expect. So those are the life hacks today, and we hope you enjoy the hot weather. We're a bit like, ooh. Yeah, we'll see you next week for more Love Sober Life Hacks.
Bye guys.